Welcome to the Radiate Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Christy Clemens Hoffman. Each week we will discuss tools, tips, and ways to radiate your best life ever, interviewing practitioners, authors, and luminaries to help you on your path. Wellness, joy, peace, abundance. What do you want to radiate? Before we get started, I just wanted to give a huge shout out and word of gratitude for those who are keeping us going. Everybody who's working in the medical field, all of our doctors and nurses, all of the people working in the hospitals, and all of the people at the grocery stores, convenience stores, and gas stations who are keeping us going. Thank you. That means so much. And to those of us who are confined at home, keep it up. Nobody likes this and it's not fun, but there's a lot to be gained from it, especially our health. So thank you, everyone. We are in this together.
Hi, and welcome to the Radiate Wellness Podcast. We are going to radiate you, your own personal brand, with Gail Worth of Gail's Harley-Davidson. Now, everybody in Kansas City knows Gail Worth. So like Madonna, Cher, Beyonce, and Jewell, let's drop the formalities and just call her Gail. Gail is president and owner of the Gail's Harley-Davidson in Grandview, Missouri, where she is speaking to me from. Gail purchased the dealership in 2000, becoming one of a limited number of female Harley-Davidson dealership owners in the country. The business is privately owned and is recognized as a top dealership in the country and the largest Harley-Davidson dealership in the Midwest. That's quite an accomplishment. Hi, Gail.
Hi.
Thanks for joining me.
I really appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, I can see your wonderful shop there. I've not been out to Gail's Harley-Davidson yet, but man, it is impressive.
Well, thank you. I love it. I really do. You know, I always wanted this, I had this dream of having a dealership that people would walk into and they would go, wow, this is really, really cool. But more importantly, I wanted a dealership that when people walk out the front door, they say, wow. Now that was a great experience. I'm going to tell my friends. And, you know, that first wow I got, you know, with a big enough bank loan, you can get a wow, you know, but the second wow is huge. That second wow comes from my team. Our team, they feel the power. Feel the power. That's what our slogan is. They can feel the power inside them and they radiate that out to people when they come through the door and when they leave. It's awesome. And so that second wow is so hard for a lot of people to get, but we get it every time. People walk out the door and go, wow, that was cool.
Oh, wow. That's great. Wow. Now, Gail and I met at last year at the Biz Women Kansas City Business Journal Mentoring Monday at a Brand Yourself talk, or like a round table. And Gail was, of course, the person hosting this roundtable, and it had a lot of great information in it. So why is branding so important to you, Gail?
Well, it's very important because I want to be top of mind, always. I want people to think motorcycles, they think of Gail. And I want them to think of power, I want them to think of Gail. I just want them, and when people think of somebody I want to call for mentoring, for help, for feeling their own power, I want them to think Gail. That's what branding is all about.
Oh, that's awesome. And you really do embrace this brand. I mean, you know, like your bio says, we think of Beyonce, Cher, Jewell, all of these single name, and now we think of Gail's Harley-Davidson. So you bought Gail's Harley-Davidson, and when you bought the dealership, why did you want to brand it with your own name?
Well, I branded my dealership with my name but when I bought the dealership, I had already made a name for myself in the Harley-Davidson and the motorcycle field in Kansas City. So it was just natural that I would brand it with me. And it was easy to brand it with me because I know me. And I know what I want to get out there to the world is me and what I believe in. And so I just branded my dealership with my name.
Oh, I love it. Somehow it seems a little ballsy to do that. Did you feel it was kind of bold?
Yes. Yeah. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I didn't think it was bold, but a lot of people around me did. They were like, wow, I don't know. But you know what? I was pretty sure of myself, so I did it.
Oh, that's awesome. And so you said that you have become known in the Harley-Davidson world, in the motorcycle community here in Kansas City. How did that happen?
Okay, well, golly, I just put myself out there. Once I got it. I made a decision one day to become known for me and what I believe in, and to spread my word, spread the good word of feeling your own power throughout Kansas City and throughout the motorcycle industry, because I became known across the nation. And I just did that because, I don't know, it felt right. Was that what your question was? I can't even remember what you asked me.
Well, how you got to be known as, synonymous or known in the motorcycle community here in Kansas City. So it sounds like you've been in it a long time.
Yeah, I just went out there and I went to every event I possibly could. I was always out, shaking hands and kissing babies, and just getting to know people, and so people get to know me. I wanted to learn about what other people liked and what they wanted out of their motorcycle experience, and how I can make their whole experience better. So that's how I started becoming known.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And then you really have turned this into a brand. And so, you teach people, you mentor people about branding. And, I love this principles of personal branding. I still have the handout from your roundtable. The first thing is, yes, you do have a brand, whether a business owner, employee, wife or mother, etc. You have a personal brand. Can you explain that a little bit?
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up, because that's huge. So many people, oh my gosh, especially since I started doing this roundtable every year with the Business Journal, I get so many questions around, okay, so how do I separate who I am at home with who I am in business? So which one do I brand? Oh my, I got to say, you brand you. And you should be the same person at home that you are in business. I am me, no matter where you find me, no matter where I am. If I'm at home, if I'm in business, if I'm with the grandkids, whatever I am, wherever I am me. You should always be true to yourself, because, man, you can't fake it till you make it. You are who you are, and nobody can pretend not to be who they are. So that people become familiar with you. And so wherever I am, if I'm at the grocery store, people know me as Gail from Gail's Harley-Davidson. They just know me. And so that's who I am. And that's your brand. And it's not just me. I started Gail's Harley-Davidson did not come before Gail. Gail came before Gail's Harley-Davidson. That's the important thing to know, because I get a lot of people say, okay, so do you hear that motorcycle in the background?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to mistake the sound of a Harley.
Ambiance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
You cannot mistake.
That was unexpected. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, pretty cool.
I know.
So, yeah, so your brand is basically the face that you present.
Yes, it is. Wherever you go, you might not think that you're creating a brand, but you are.
Sure.
You you are. People get to know who you are, and you're either the person that people want to gravitate to, or you're the person that people want to stay away from. It's up to you. It's your choice. So brand yourself how you want to be branded.
Yeah. I love your third point here is self-awareness, self-awareness, self-awareness. Know your strengths and gifts. Own them, develop them, use them. You have them for a reason.
Yes.
So, Gail, what are your strengths and gifts?
Okay. So I would say my strength, my biggest strength is also my gift, and that is the ability to laugh at myself, because I can be pretty goofy and I can do some pretty silly things, but I am very comfortable with it. I will own it and talk about it. Just there's full transparency right here. There's nothing behind the curtain. It's just I am who I am, and that is my biggest strength, and that's also it's a gift. It really is. I don't know that it's easy for a lot of people to own it, but it's, goes back to what your true brand is. You are who you are. Right. It's authenticity. And people can smell somebody who's inauthentic a mile away. Absolutely. Another thing that I find a gift and a strength. I can ask people for help. That's hard for a lot of people. I mean, it seems like a weird thing. Why would you say that? Of course you can ask people for help. But no, it's not, and of course you can, because it's not everybody can do that. It's a hard thing to do for a lot of people. But I can swallow my pride and ask for help, because that's why I'm here. That's why I created this amazing dealership. My success is because I surround myself with amazing people, and it's really amazing. I'm so proud of that, because everybody else made me who I am. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, and talking about asking for help, you are someone who gives your help freely. I mean, you did this branding roundtable at the Business Women's Mentoring, and it sounds like you do it every year, and it's something that you do freely. You give freely. You put your email address right on the form. Reach out to me. Feel free to email me. Feel free to get in touch. I mean, you're there for people. Absolutely. And that's because I truly believe that what comes around goes around. I believe every single one of us are climbing a ladder of life. So your ladder to success. Everybody's ladder ends at a different spot, but everybody has that ladder they're climbing. And so when you're climbing that ladder and you slip, then hopefully somebody below you grabs you and puts you back up. But if you have not been grabbing people and helping them back up, then when you do slip, because you're gonna, everybody does, then the person below you that you just let go is gonna go, oh, there you go. So I'll help anybody with anything all the time. I always give my email out, my cell phone number out. People can call me and talk to me anytime. I have a lot of people that I mentor, talk to. I go to breakfast with people a lot and just sit and listen to them. Sometimes it helps. Just, we all have problems in life, and I'm not like this great mind that can come up with the answer, the solution to problems, but I do have 2 ears, and I have found that often I just have to sit and listen, and people will come and they'll sit and breakfast with me and they'll talk. And by the time breakfast is over with, they have solved their own problem, given me this great big old hug and said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I'm thinking, I didn't even open my mouth, because people just need somebody to talk to.
Right. They need a mirror. They need to be able to bounce these ideas off of other people who listen without judgment. And I feel like that's part of your brand is no judgment.
Absolutely. And well, for instance, when it comes to motorcycles, I really don't care what you ride, as long as you're out there having fun. You know, and maybe you're not into motorcycles. That's okay too. Go out there and do something scary. That's what's important to me. It's not, maybe you're not doing something scary on a motorcycle. Maybe your scariness is jumping out of an airplane. I'm not into that, but there are people that are. Just do something scary, and it's so empowering to do that. That's what's important. There's no judgment as to what your scariness is, but you know, do something besides just read a book.
I love it. I love it. And so I do want to switch gears a little bit and talk about your brand, the Gail's Harley-Davidson Feel the Power. What is Feel the Power about? What is that brand about?
All right, I'm glad you brought that up. So can you see my logo back there behind me?
I love your logo. Yeah.
Awesome, good. Okay, so it's an eagle. That's what those eyes are, eagle eyes.
Eagle.
Because Harley-Davidson's all about the screaming eagle. It's eagle eyes, and then between the eyeballs, it says feel the power. And that feeling the power is not feeling the power of the Harley-Davidson, although that is very powerful. It's about feeling the power inside each one of us. That power that kicks us in the butt every morning and says, go out there and make a difference. We all have that power, but not all of us feel it. And that's so important. If I can help people feel that power, I love it. I'm so happy, because it doesn't matter what you're doing, as long as you can wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to kill it today. That's what feeling the power is all about.
How do you feel the power, Gail?
Wow. Well, it sounds so cliche, but I often feel it on the seat of my Harley-Davidson. Just getting out there and just going and losing myself in the freedom of the outdoors and helping people. That is how I feel power. Surrounding myself by incredible people. Being by myself. I love being by myself. I find power in that. My fiance, he's just the greatest man who ever walked. I find power in him. There's just so many things that, and everybody's power is different, and you don't have to find it in one way, as I just named off a whole plethora of ways that I find my power. Just know what that is. And when you feel the need for strength in your life, like we do right now,
right,
find that power and get near it. Don't, maybe not within 6 feet. That power is another person.
Exactly. Physical distance.
But find the power and just do it. Go after it.
Well, I love how your brand is not just find the power, not just experience the power, but it's feel the power. There's so much, so much power in just feeling it, right? That when we feel that power, we exude it.
Yes. And put that smile on your face and think of that power. It's easy to get yourself slip and get yourself into the doldrums, because man, it's once you think negative, then it's a slippery slope and it's hard to get out of. So turn it into something great by feeling your power, man. You just feel it inside. Talking to you right now, I can feel the power. I'm getting all excited all over again.
You are getting excited. Oh, and I also wanted to find out about your crew. You said that you couldn't do what you do, couldn't have the great dealership that you do without the wonderful people who just help you and lift you up. How do you train somebody to feel that power in your dealership? The people that you work with, how do you instill that in them, or look for it even?
Wow. Okay. So there's something. The one thing you cannot teach,
right,
is I believe anyway, is attitude. So first of all, I always look for people with a good attitude. So that's the number one thing. But once they come on board and join our team, then it's just the atmosphere here. We are all about feeling the power. What we do. You can't help but leave at the end of the day and go, yeah, that's right. I felt it. I did it. So yeah, if you surround yourself with people who are up and going, then you find it.
Did you know that Radiate Wellness has a subscription-based premium content Facebook group? Think of it like the premium version of this free podcast. In this premium Facebook group, you can find great content like replays of online classes, meditations on angels, chakras, mindfulness, and more, guest speakers, mini classes, polls. Plus, you'll be the first to know of guests that we have scheduled for the podcast and can submit questions for them. You get all of this great content for one low monthly price, and the first month is half off. You can subscribe by going to radiatewellnesscommunity.com/shop. Click the subscriptions button and you're in. Also, while I have your attention, wherever you're listening to this free podcast, if you could just do us a couple of favors, please. One is go to hit the subscribe or follow button. Then you'll be notified of all of the episodes we have coming out each week. Also, please rate and review. It sounds really simple, but it helps us to grow our audience when people are looking for great podcasts. And when we grow our audience, we can do bigger and better things and bring you even more great guests. So please do those couple of things, and that will help us grow this audience and this podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
So what you're doing there, the energy that you're creating, the buzz you're creating, the power that you're creating, I mean, it practically just like sparkles in your shop there, in your showroom. You can just see the power as well as feel it. You know what I mean?
Right. Thank you. You know, it's funny because I get a lot of Facebook messages that, Facebook messages, emails. We get our reviews on Google. I hear a lot people say, I could feel the power when I walked in your door. Wow. That is the largest compliment anybody could ever give me. I love that.
Well, and you did say that, you can get a bank loan and you can build the first wow, which is when they walk into the store. But when they walk out of the store, that second wow,
yes,
you've got to earn that one.
Right. Absolutely. And my team does it every day.
That's fantastic. How do they do that? How does your team embrace the Feel the Power brand?
Well, when they're talking with people, when you meet up with somebody, if you can feel the power, if you truly feel your own power deep inside you, you can't help but give it to somebody else. It's like lighting a candle. When you have a candle with a flame and you light another candle, your flame doesn't go out just because the other candle is lit. So it's just like you can't help but spread it from candle to candle, from person to person. It's just, if you feel it, then the next person beside you is going to feel it.
Oh, I love that.
I've got this thing that I say to the team every Saturday morning. If you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours.
That is hilarious, because I was just going to give that quote.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Well, that is true, because when you smile at somebody, you don't lose your smile, but you do give that smile to someone else, and they can't help but smile back.
That's fantastic. So do you have little raise your energy up, little pep talks on Saturday mornings before the dealership opens?
Every Saturday morning. And we leave with the entire team saying, feel the power, all at once in unison. It's awesome.
Oh, wow. What is this little pep talk? What does this little circle look like?
Okay, so everybody takes part in it. Every single person that works in this dealership, whether they sell motorcycles, whether they work on motorcycles, if they're in administration, if they clean, if they empty the toilets, or I guess you don't empty the toilets, you clean the toilets, whatever you do. But anything you do in the dealership, you meet in this. We have a meeting, and we give each other high fives at the very beginning. Everybody gets high fives. Of course, now it's virtual high fives.
Right.
And and then we share high fives with each other. We'll say, okay, who has a high five for somebody else? And we share how we've helped other people. You know, we'll say, hey, Nolan, went out of his way to make sure that my customer had coffee yesterday. And I really appreciate that, because we were just in the middle of this getting, discussion. And he could tell that that the guy I was with needed something, a little pick me up. So he came and asked me if he needed coffee, and so we brought it. There's a high five for him. Or, high five to the delivery driver, because he went over and above with our client when he brought him his motorcycle. Just little things that people do every single day, but just recognize them. And so they get high fives. And we talk about what is going on throughout the day on that particular Saturday and about the week coming up. And at the end, I say, if you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours. And we say, feel the power on 3, 1, 2, 3. And everyone says, feel the power. It's so cool. It's so awesome, because it's just a great way to start the day.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I can imagine there's just like so much energy in that. Everybody's getting excited, everybody's feeling powerful, and then it just radiates out. I can imagine that would be just contagious.
Yes, yeah, it really is. It's awesome. And then it's all day long, because it happened first thing in the morning before you got going, before any bad stuff happened. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that is really awesome. Well, you sure have built not only the business, not only the dealership, into one of the premier dealerships in the Midwest for Harley-Davidson. And that's amazing. And that's just a testament to your energy and to your brand. But you have built a brand. Yeah. So
Thank you. I love it. I love what I do. I love Harley-Davidson. I love the sport of motorcycling. I love our riders, my team, everything about what I do, I love.
That's awesome. How long
even the BS that happens day to day, because we all have it. We all have the minutia that we get into, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. But that's okay, because it works. You got to get through that stuff. Otherwise, you wouldn't appreciate the fabulousness.
So, how long have you been riding?
I've been riding my entire life. I started on dirt bikes when I was a little kid. And, but I didn't start riding street bikes until I was 20. And when I turned, actually 21, I got my first Harley-Davidson that I still have to this day.
Awesome.
So yeah, exactly. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a fun sport. I love it. Like I said earlier, we all need to do things that are a little scary.
Yeah, it's a little scary to be, harnessing that kind of power. You feel kind of alone out there in the wind and everything, but it's an adrenaline rush, I'll bet.
Oh, it really is. It really is. It just feels good. It's so hard to explain too, because it's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, so imagine you're in a convertible car and you're going down the street and you can feel the wind in your hair and you're just smelling the smells and you're zooming around through the countryside. It's so much fun. Times that by 10. That's what a motorcycle is. It's amazing. It's just like, I can't even, you're one with the road and you're just feeling yourself on this motorcycle that is so powerful and feels so good. And Oh my goodness, I can just go on and on and on. It's like describing love, though. If you've never experienced it, you wouldn't understand.
Right. And do you get out and ride every day? Weather permitting, of course.
Every day.
That's awesome. So I can understand how excited you are about what you do, and it shows in everything you're doing. How can someone who's not got that level of passion, or maybe hasn't yet discovered their passion in that way, how can someone get there? Is there a way that they can, I don't know, try to find that passion in themselves? What do you think?
I think that you dream. First of all, you need to dream. What would you want to do in life? If you knew that you would succeed and that you would not fail at something, what would you do? And then try it. See what happens. Because it's going to be scary as heck to try it, because that's a dream. It's like, wow, if I would never not be able to do it. I jump horses, okay?
Oh.
So and boy, I gotta tell you, doing that, whoa, that was scary. But that's what I did. I dreamed that, man, I would love to be able to jump a horse. That would be so cool. So I started learning. Now I took baby steps to get there. It took me a full year of working with my trainer and my horse every day. And I was like, 4 or 5 days a week, until I got good enough at riding that I felt I could jump. And so and I know kids out there are going, I did that like in a day. Well, I wasn't a kid. I was over 50. So
nobody
I
asked
break.
you.
So I had to go at it slow. But I did it because I wanted to try something that I thought was super scary. And it was a dream. And so I did. And that's how I found that passion. And that's how we all need to find a passion. Just imagine something that you just would do if you didn't think you would fail. And so that's how you did, I think.
Yeah. You're so positive. Every time we've spoken, when I first met you, and now you're just like, you've got this tremendous energy, very positive, etc. Do you think that you were always this positive, or when did you really realize the power of positivity?
Well, I have always my entire life been positive. I didn't realize how powerful it was till recently.
Really?
Yeah. I've overcome a lot of adversity, buying my dealership and moving my dealership. I bought this didn't look like, this was not my dealership when I bought it. This building is 15 years old. I bought my dealership 20 years ago, and it was a very small building that I bought. And I moved it here, and that was really super scary.
Yeah.
It's just, but I knew in my heart that I could do it. I knew I could do it. So I did it. And when you realize it, when you look back in life and see the negative things that have happened to you, if you feel in your heart and soul you're going to get through it, and you believe it with all your heart and soul, and don't think negative, what if, there is no what if, I'm getting through it, then it works. And that's what you need.
That's right. And I think that if you just kind of separate the outcome from doing it, it's like, just F it. I'm going to do it. If it doesn't turn out, we'll fix it.
Right.
That type of
attitude. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Yes, exactly. Well,
yes.
And with asking for help, what's the worst that could happen? They could say no. Okay, that's fine. You are in no worse shape than you were before. You can, certainly ask someone else, but whatever it is, it's like, what's the worst that could happen? I launch a podcast. What's the worst that could happen? Well, I have a lot of fun doing it and not many people listen to us, but a lot of people are listening to us. So you just don't, don't know.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that, because when I used to sell, I still sell. I mean, we all sell every day. Even if you're not in a sales position professionally, you're selling. But I used to sell motorcycles for a living. And I had a trainer that told me, if you don't ask, you're saying no to yourself. So why would you say no to yourself? Because it is true. If you don't ask for it, you're saying no. So if you don't try, then you're telling yourself that I wasn't going to make it.
Absolutely. I mean, what's the worst that can happen if you don't ask? If you don't ask, then you don't make any progress. You don't make the sale. You don't get started. So many people just stop themselves before they even get started.
So true. So true. And they do it to themselves. If you believe it, you can do it. I just know that with all my heart. I feel that with all my heart and soul.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a wonderful adage to live by. It does say in the Bible, ask and ye shall receive, but the whole phrase is actually ask, and in the believing, you can receive.
Very good point. That's so true, because so many people think, wow, but I did ask. But no, you got to believe it. You don't only ask it, but you believe it with everything you've got, that it's real and it's going to happen. And man, you get it. Good Lord does it. I mean, that is, it's true. Wow, I can go on about that all day, because it doesn't happen just because you ask it and in the back of your mind going, I'm going to ask, but I don't think so. No, that don't happen. You got to say, I'm going to ask and I'm going to believe it's true. And when you believe it, it's true.
That's when the power happens. That's the power.
That's exactly right. Yes, feel the power. Let it radiate.
Yes, and let it radiate. I love it. So, Gail, we've covered a lot of ground, but is there anything else that you would want to leave us with? Anything we maybe just didn't touch on or didn't cover?
Well, you've covered just about everything, but I really want to reiterate that I am here. I mean, we are all here on this earth to help each other through it all. Right. But I believe that, and I want to do that. I want to help everybody with whatever. So find me on Facebook. I'm at Gail Harley Chick on Facebook, or Gail's Harley-Davidson. Find Gail's Harley-Davidson. Send me a message through Gail's Harley-Davidson or through my personal Facebook, and I'll be there for you. I'll be there. I will go to lunch with you. I'll go to breakfast. Well, breakfast is better. I don't like lunch because that makes my day stop. But I'm happy to go to breakfast, have coffee, or I don't know. I can't do coffee because, oh my God, can you imagine me on coffee? It would really be scary. But I'll sit there and drink a smoothie while you drink a coffee. But I will meet with you anytime. If you want to talk about what scares you, or how exciting, what super fun thing you have coming up, and you just want to share it with somebody, share it with me. I'm here for you.
That's awesome. Well, thanks again, Gail. This has been so much fun. All right. Harley on, girl.
Yes.
Radiate Wellness is a community of holistic and alternative healers and consultants based in the Kansas City area, dedicated to helping you create spiritual, energetic, and physical well-being. To learn more about our practitioners, services, classes, and events, or to schedule an appointment, visit us at radiatewellnesscommunity.com.